Hello everyone, this is Axel from mobilesource.com, and here I am at New York City with the Galaxy S4, which has been recently announced like a few hours ago. And let's quickly have a look at the specs first. So the Galaxy S4 has a 5 inches Full HD Super AMOLED touchscreen, which is 1920 per 1080, which means it's around 441 ppi, which is a lot. It's running Android 4.2.2, Jelly Bean with the newest version of TouchWiz. It has 2 gig of RAM. It's coming in 2 versions for the memory, 32 and 64, and there's also a micro SD port up to 64 gig. So that's quite a lot of memory in there. You've got a 13 megapixel camera. You can record full HD videos. You've got a 2 megapixel camera on the front that can also record full HD videos. And you've got a battery of 2,600 milliamps, and it's a LTE phone. And I don't have the details about the processor. Actually, we're in the States right now. I believe there's 2 versions, but I'm not quite sure. Here, there's no information whatsoever on this, and I'm not even remotely connected to the internet. Well, a bit. We'll see. Okay, and the phone will be available in May. I just heard it right now. And let's have a look at the device. So, and I'm gonna grab my S3 if I can find it. No, it's my Note. Oh, you want to? Yeah, maybe you want to see next to my Note. So, yeah, that's a Note, and that's the S3. I'm just gonna compare it with the Galaxy S3. Just so you know, yeah, it's 5 inches, and this one is 5.5, so it's not the same size. But here, what is interesting first between those 2 phones is that the Galaxy S4 has a 5 inches screen, okay? And here you've got 4.8, if I'm not mistaken. And the cool thing is that those 2 phones are the same size nearly. Like, if you look at them right there, you see, it's nearly the same size, but with more space on the S4. The thing that is really cool is that you've got thinner borders right there. You can see.
Does anyone have any benchmark applications on?
Here you see that the top of the S4 is smaller, and that's the same thing on the bottom. So that's pretty cool. And on the back, I'm just gonna change the color. Sorry, because it's a bit it's a bit better. And here you've got the shiny plastic on the S3, and here it's a bit different. You've got a little, you see, a little pattern on it, which is really discreet, but you can see it. And you've got, the speaker here, which is there on the S3. And basically that's it. So let's have a quick look at the interface, the user interface on the S4. They just announced a few new functionalities, options, like for instance, what they call, let me just have a look. They've got group play, for instance, which can be used if you want to, sorry for the focus. Focus, please. Alright. Group Play is an application that can actually play music, pictures. You can show pictures, and you can play games also on multiple devices when you're connected in a group. It's a little bit weird, but we're not going to be able to try it right now. So what you have here is Android Jelly Bean with a new user interface for the settings, which is kind of cool. I like it because it's more clear with categories. I like it a lot. 4.2.2. All right. You've got the connections here. My device with the lock screen display, stuff like this, and your accounts right there. I like the way it's it's made. I think it's more clear. It's clearer, actually. So here's the notification panel drawer, which looks sorry actually 100% like the one you would find on the S3 or the Note 2. One difference is this, which is something that you can see on the Nexus 4, for instance. It's I believe it's new with Android 4.2, and you can toggle it with 2 fingers. Okay, so that's quick settings. It's pretty useful. You also have multitask and Google Now on the bottom. And when you multitask, you can use the notification jar, which is, I don't know why they did that, but why not? Okay, you can, oh gee, you can edit your home screens with apps and widgets, but it's, using those ones. So you've got the app drawer here. We'll look at that in a moment. You get the different widgets. All right. Cool thing. You get this, which is called multi-view, multi-window, which you can find on the Note 2. You just press back for a few seconds and you've got this little bar here. That's pretty cool. And you can take, for instance, the gallery, if I manage to do it, and put... The icons are way smaller. It's like this. So you can have multi-view with the emails on the top, and for instance internet on the bottom, for example. That's pretty neat. Here it's pretty basic. That's what you had on the S3. You've got the logs, favorite, and contacts. They just display, the same way as the Galaxy S3. So there's nothing really new here. Let's look at the message. You get a list of contacts, which are conversations. That's something that I think you know. And here you've got bubbles that are, each message is a bubble. That's really classic for Android and other smartphones. And here I've got the keyboard with, which looks a lot like the keyboard on the Note 2 with the numbers on the top. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Okay, let's have a look at the calendar. Thing I like is here you've got the full screen application. You see the notification bar is not showing, and if you do this, you get the notification bar showing. So that's quite interesting. You get the camera, which has a lot of new features. I'm going to show you that right now. So, what do you have here? You can take a picture like this. You can record a video quickly like this. So it's in the same interface. You don't have to switch between modes. That's pretty good. Then you've got mode, and here you can select different modes. It looks a lot like what you have on the Galaxy camera. So you've got beauty face, best photo, I think you know that option, best face 2, silent shot, which is actually a picture with sound, drama, which can make montage of different photos. Here we've got cinema photo, which looks a lot like, cinemagraph, which you have on some Lumia phones. I don't know if you've heard about it. You get HDR here, eraser that can erase some people or stuff from the picture. It's actually taking a few pictures and you can delete what's on a few objects on the picture, but it's not working that well. We tried it a few minutes ago and it's quite difficult to use, but we'll see that in the full review. You get a panorama option, sports, nights, and basically that's it. There's one last thing that's pretty cool. It's this. You can actually take pictures and simultaneously take pictures of yourself. For instance, Okay, and then you've got a few themes that you can add, like instant pick, this stamp, stuff like this. So it's quite interesting, quite interesting. And when you take a picture of that, you find it in your gallery, of course, with with the little one here embedded. So that's quite good. It's quite interesting. The gallery itself looks a lot like the one we have on the Note 2 with different thumbnails on the side, and you can press, and there's albums. For instance, here we can see a demonstration of what they call, I believe, drama shots, which is actually it's a sequential shot. Like it looks a lot like what HTC is doing on the one with different features like Zoe and stuff like this. But it's pretty neat. Chrome is pre-installed. You get the email client, which is great because it's using AirView, and AirView is working with your fingers, as you can see. So I like that. It's pretty cool. I like that a lot. You've got the combined view with different email accounts. And everything is really smooth when you use the phone, and you'll see that in a few seconds on the web also. You get Flipboard. Okay, let's have a look at the web. So I'll just wait until it's it's loaded, and it's really fast, really smooth. I like that. Just wait. Alright. Still loading. Is it loaded? It's pretty smooth. It's pretty smooth. Yeah, right there. It's pretty nice. Double tap. Pretty good. Pretty good. I like that a lot. Yeah, one thing that you have to understand is that those devices are prototypes. I believe, actually, I found some moments where the phone was a bit sluggish. Like when I did a comparison with the S3, and actually sometimes the S4 was a bit slower. But I'm really 100% sure that it's because they are prototypes. You got the music player with Music Square. You've got songs, albums, artists, and what I like is the quality of the sound. I'm not going to play it too loud because there's people around trying to work also, but listen. There's a lot of people around, and yeah, the speaker sounds pretty good. I don't know how it actually is if you compare it to boom sound on the HTC One, but maybe we'll see that in a video comparison. And also you have S-Elf, which you can use to like count the number of steps that you take, a number of calories burned, stuff like this. It's pretty neat. You get S-Memo, which is not the same as the one on the Note 2, but it's a bit better if I have to compare it to the one that's on the S3, currently on the S3. So that's pretty interesting. It's got different colors, pens. Yeah, you see the usual memo thingy. You've got S Translator, which can actually translate languages. You got S Voice, Samsung Videos. But I believe it's not where you're supposed to go to play videos, but you can actually do it. And what else? I think we're done. Here you have a photo reader, which you can use to take photos of text, and it transcribes it to real text that you can use. pretty neat feature. So basically, the S4 is interesting. What I like is the design, and it looks a lot like the S3 and the Note 2. I mean, you have to admit, but it's way smaller, but with a bigger screen. It's not way smaller. It's the same size as the S3, but with a bigger screen. It's got a design that's, I think, more polished, even though that's plastic. But I think it looks a bit less cheap than what you found on the S3 Note 2. It's not as close, not even remotely close. I don't know if you can see. Can you see that? Remotely close. It's pretty weird. Sorry. And for instance, here I've got the HTC One, and I mean, it's aluminium. It's really good looking, and the S4 is good looking too, but it's still plastic. So if you don't like plastic, I mean, maybe you will not like the S4, but it never has been a problem for Samsung to sell those Galaxy S mobile phones. So basically, that was my first hands-on with the Galaxy S4 at New York City. See ya.